A very warm welcome to the International Management Conference of 2021. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to present our case before the conference. I would like to thank the conveners of the conference, the management committee of the conference, particularly the department, the Center for Management Studies, and thank you for giving us the opportunity. Along with my team members, my students, Mr. Tanveer Mamoon, and the marketing and sales manager of BrainPulse Technologies, Mr. Adil Farooqi. I would like to thank both of them for working and helping in writing this case and presenting this case. So let me begin with the title of the case, that is Coping Strategies in IT Sector During Testing Times, a case of BrainPulse Technologies Private Limited. Now, this particular case is basically written for a small IT company that is situated in Noida, and they are facing a dilemma maybe during the lockdown and post lockdown. How do they manage the sales? How do they manage the marketing? How can they be more effective? How can they improve themselves, keeping in mind the uh, uh, low demand or less demand in the industry? So let us go one by one. For the agenda, we will be discussing the dilemma. We will be giving you the introduction and background of the company. We will be giving you the industry overview. Next is how technology and artificial intelligence are redefining the workplace at BrainPulse. And finally, the issues and challenges faced by the company. So, if we see the dilemma, the protagonist, Mr. Tarun Gupta, he's the owner and CEO of BrainPulse Technologies. There is a fear of number one, sales getting affected by work from home, the delay in projects, the non availability of staff post lockdown, the apprehension of not being effective in the new normal, and finally, the safety issues at the office. So these are the various things that the person, this protagonist, is undergoing, and how they are trying to come out of these issues, these fears, this dilemma, and how to get back on the normal life. So, with this, we can have the company background as well. It is an IT service based company founded in 1998, catering to the custom or tailor made requirements of the client. It is a small firm comprising of 70 employees. The company has been a search marketing organization since 1998 and has operated as digital marketing based company for over a span of 10 years. Over the past few years, BrainPulse changed and diversified to adapt with growing age of connectivity and internet to providing IT services and application development, as with their expertise in digital marketing. Industry overview. The industry over IT, the IT industry is quite wide, and there are very big brands with big names are there. Then you have medium sized companies, you have small size and micro size. So IT industry is quite big, and the scope of work is also unlimited. Many are into hardware, many are into software. So as you know, this company is into software development, and in this sector particularly, what they say is, as per the Center for Monitoring of Indian Economy, that is CMIE, it's a think tank report released in September 2020, approximately 21 million jobs based on salary was lost. 26% of the Fortune 500 CEOs stated that they will never get back to 90% of the workforce working from the office, according to a recent survey. In early April, the government of India launched a COVID 19 tracking app called Arogya Setu, which uses GPS and Bluetooth to inform people when they are at risk of exposure to COVID 19, which was later mandatory in many companies working during the lockdown in India. So the industry is going through a very rough phase. People would not like to join back after work from home. However, most of the companies are giving 100% work from home opportunities to their employees, but not every company can face this. They want people to work in the offices while following the social distancing norms, and especially in IT companies, the product the delivery of services is at of very high importance is given to it. So how technology and artificial intelligence are redefining the workplace at BrainPulse? So they are using conferencing tools like Google Meet, Cisco, WebEx, Zoom. They have become a new norm for the employees, which is a product of safety, efficiency, and cost reduction. BrainPulse has been operational amidst COVID-19 pandemic, with its developers and project teams in contact with each other using conferencing tools and the availability of the internet. Remote working or culture or social distancing norms, BrainPulse switched to from brick and mortar practices towards telecommunication and instant messaging. With extensive use of collaboration tools like Google Meet and Zoom, few companies and industries have proven to have worked systematically and is expected to stay for longer run. BrainPulse employees were back in office since October 2020, and all the workforce was back in the fold but are prepared for online work from home culture too. Voice enabled and contact free technology, product like Siri, Google Assistant, Alexa already exist in personal basis, are now ready to be deployed in commercial workplace, and it is expected that it will not only increase the productivity but will reduce the frequency of touch points. So at BrainPulse, use of biometric scanning, company was aware of how many of its employees were at the facility, and management could facilitate safe social distancing and deployment of sanitizer bottles and containers for the employees use. In There's an example in the North Kentucky International Airport. The staff have utilized the smartwatches to clean and the restrooms and to provide better services. Use of human artificial intelligence and human resources and other aspects of business. Recruitment software products have functionality to improve competence and compliance with anti discrimination regulations through controls that remove trait related information that may otherwise consciously or unconsciously impact hiring decisions. Some artificial intelligence is used in use can assist to exploiting discrete information related to schedule and attendance management, like informing when employees when they are marked absent. Sentiment analysis of software can help measure employee feelings and provide valuable employer assessment. Establishing safety at the workplace, employers have considered phased or partial returns to work and new protocols for alternating use of space, crowd controlling, and other mechanisms to maintain distance. BrainPulse left no stone unturned in adopting all practices in letter and spirit. As workforce returned to office, the management had to be cautious and at heels in implementing workplace safety rules and regulations as the companies are unsure of the lasting crisis. Issues and challenges the way forward. While the cost of operations has soared up, BrainPulse adopted a cost effective service to their existing and newer clients so that they can continue to operational and productive with their approach. As product based companies suffered in the lockdown imposed by the government, so did the IT companies such as BrainPulse, who provided support to these product based companies. So one can say that the future of these small companies is bright, and when it comes to IT companies, they are really working hard, and there is an opportunity as compared to the product based companies that they can still work from home. But work from home from production division is absolutely not applicable. Only few can work from home there. So with these IT companies, they have an edge over other companies that they can at least work from home and they can really contribute to the revenues of the company. But they will really have to work hard, they will have to be very honest in their commitments, and the service delivery has to be very much in time, so that you can say customers mm, confidence is built, customer is trusting their the people, this company, in so much so that they may place some other requirements also. So with this we would like to focus on, lastly but not the last but not the least, we would say that much of these issues have been discussed, how pandemic has been affecting businesses and how difficult it has been clients that are ready to invest. While the cost of operations has soared up, it was necessary for Brainpulse to provide cost effective service to their existing and newer clients, so that it can continue to operational to operate and productive with their approach. COVID-19 forced government to impose lockdowns to minimize the catastrophic forecast of infection in the early days of infection. Most IT companies did not expect to that there will be series of extended lockdowns that will cause them to shut their doors eventually. So, product based companies that avail the services of IT companies for support, customer engagement, retention, and customer relations suffered huge losses due to travel restrictions. With lesser clients, it was matter of cost effective decisions and sheer hope that business may return to normal. While most companies had to let go of their workforce and even had to slash the salaries of employees to function, Brainpulse decided not to evict its employees from work to cut costs, but instead they chose to operate with delayed and half salary to retain their loyal employees. So they put them on half salaries, but then they are loyal employees who are ready to forego their salary because they need to catch up with the customers first, and of course they can always be gratified later on. So thank you very much for listening and for giving me the opportunity on behalf of my team members, Mr. Tanveer Mamoon and Mr. Adil Faruqi. Thank you very much.